Hello, everyone. Welcome to Praise the Run. I'm still doing the intro. You can look at your phone.
Oh, I was just typing a thing for a show. I'm just trying to word it to make it sound cool.
It's all good. Just bring up the intro on you. We're keeping it in. This is Praise the Run. It's gonna get real sweaty in
We're
here.
here. It's hot. I'm dying. My hair's stuck to my head.
This is episode 22. Yeah, my hair is stuck to my
It's
head.
the beginning of September, but we have a heat wave.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's
climate
90
change.
degrees. But it was like 50 for like 2 weeks straight.
I know. I was getting hopeful. I was like, all right, we're finally cooling down.
Right.
I can wear a light jacket. I'm not gonna sweat in my bed.
Yeah, and then now.
And now I've literally, the moment I stepped outside.
Yeah.
Like instant sweat.
I slept without a blanket, my fan blasting for the first time. And
It's funny though, because we're in New England, but I mean the Midwest has been 100 plus all summer, so I'm like,
oh yeah,
they're just like, fuck you, you know.
I was watching Giant Bomb, and they're like, oh, it's real cold here in Seattle because they're at PAX this weekend. I'm like,
really?
that sounds lovely.
That must be nice. Maine wasn't bad. Maine was like a chilly, not chilly, but it was like a nice 75, 70, like. When it wasn't sunny, I had a jacket. It was, comfy.
Right, Maine's really nice. You have all that maritime weather.
I was gonna say right on the coast and stuff too. It helped. The breeze.
Yeah, you went on tour. How was that?
That was cool. Yeah, it was nice. I went up to New Hampshire, and then I went to Maine. Oh no, I went to Boston, then New Hampshire, then Maine. And then back home, and then the next weekend I went back to Maine for the Portland, Maine Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
And that was cool. Just,
yeah.
Did a bunch of comedy, smoked a bunch of Maine weed.
Yeah. That's why we took a week off. I think we talked about it at the end of the last episode, or we definitely mentioned it last episode that you were going on tour.
Yeah, we mentioned it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sick as fuck, though.
But it was fun. It was a good time. Lots of jokes to be had.
Yeah.
Met a lot of other people. I honestly thought going to Maine, because we're in Connecticut, I was like, I'm going to be the furthest traveler. There's no way.
Oh,
but
no
no, people were coming. People were going to this festival from Texas and LA.
Oh, yeah.
And all this. And I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I've never even... I
I
don't even look at shows or, like, festivals that are more than a few states away. Like, I looked at one the other day that was in Georgia, and I was like, that's like a day's trip. I could probably push that.
Yeah.
Only because it's on the East Coast still, and I have family close by, but even then, I'm like, people are flying from LA to this festival? It's crazy.
Yeah. I wonder if people are invited. Like, some people on that list are probably invited.
Oh, yeah. Some of the bigger names, like the headliners and stuff, for sure.
They probably got their tickets paid for, but I imagine, a festival's a lot of eyes on you, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of networking opportunities and a lot of different crowds. And, I imagine going to the other side of the country for something like that is good because it helps you get into other things later on.
Right.
You want to expand your...
Right, it's a whole different scene.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
a whole
from
different...
Dallas,
everything, yeah.
San Francisco or LA.
Comedy changes so much depending on where you go.
It's exciting. Did you eat any lobster? We talked about last time.
I had a lobster roll.
You did?
Yeah, I got a nice classic lobster roll right at the Portland, Maine lighthouse. The one that you see when you Google Portland, Maine. The famous lighthouse.
Yeah. They
have a couple lobster trucks, food trucks out there, but I went to the one closest. Got some this espresso ice cream thing. They give you ice cream and then they put espresso in it. What was it called? I don't remember what it was called, but it was delicious. It was super good.
It sounds delicious.
I don't remember what it was, but it was great.
It was
like
a frappuccino.
It was kind of like a frappuccino, except it's literally... I don't even think it was ice... I think it was gelato. It might have not been ice cream. So it was like all Italian.
Espresso gelato.
Yeah, there's a name for it, and I can't remember the name. Something auto. Not Express Auto, but it's something like that. But delicious, especially because it was like kind of warm, so like that ice cream, but the coffee cooled down, so I was still like, I got that energy.
I like hot fudge sundaes like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wish ice cream didn't hurt me.
Yeah, well I was the same. I was like, oh, this is gonna affect me later, but it wasn't too bad. And all the other shows that day specifically were outside, so
Oh.
I was, farting into the breeze. I didn't care.
I'd still be.
Suffer.
I don't trust fights, so that's a whole
Well,
different story.
your bodily functions are a little more dangerous than mine, I think. But
Yeah, I had an exciting week as well, or 2 weeks. I did that training for the job.
mm-hmm.
I lost that job because I didn't pass the training.
Mm-hmm.
So now Pokemon cards are my full-time job. So go support the store, and the link's down below, and the Cash App down below for direct donations. But it's always nice to have something physical. If you don't have a Mercari, you can use my code. It's also down there. You save $10 on your first purchase. I think for $50 or something like that. I think you save $10 on $20, but if you spend $50, I do get $10. So that's nice as well. So go do that. I didn't really do anything else though. I've been posting hundreds and hundreds of cards and stuff like that over the last couple of weeks. I did play a lot of games though.
I was gonna say, I feel like I've seen more videos than usual, or maybe you're just putting them out differently. I don't know. The algorithm's been making them like appear more in my time. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Than usual. Yeah, it is good, right? But I figured you were just pumping out more, but maybe
no,
the
it's
algorithm's finally.
It's been a couple days. I've been slacking.
Oh wow, I see at least one every day.
I've been slacking on promoting too. Like I'm a video behind or something like that on promotions.
Oh really?
Or something. So yeah, I don't have a job, but I'm doing Pokemon cards for 10 hours a day because that's work, but not work. Like I enjoy doing that, so I don't mind just putting a bunch of time into it, and especially if it's working, But yeah, I'll do that for so long, and then try to edit a video at the same time, like take pictures, listen for like my sniffles, because Let's Plays I don't have to do a lot of cuts. I cut around my load screens and then coughs and sniffles because I have really bad allergies.
Yeah, it's rough right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, it's just I have seasonal allergies, but it's different allergies for every season. It's basically.
And then the dogs probably don't.
Yeah.
Probably just compound that.
Yeah, and I've always had that problem with just pet dander.
Yeah.
I've always had dogs around. But yeah, fuck. Actually the video, the reason we don't have B-roll right now is because Fast and the Furious Crossroads finale is finishing rendering, and that is a 2-hour finale.
Oh wow!
So that took me like 7 hours to edit
fast.
today. Yeah.
Too furious.
Yeah, it took me a long time to get
That's funny.
through.
I was literally singing that song today.
Really?
I must have. Yeah, I don't know why. I already had that.
My algorithm is
really,
in your subconscious.
It's really in there. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Finally, the last episode where it just doesn't end. Oh my god, I forgot how. I knew the episode was gonna be long. I remember it being like really long, but I forgot that the game feels like, oh, this is gonna be the end, and then it throws another mission at
There's
you.
like
And
2
there's
endings, 3 endings. Yeah.
Maybe even like 4 or 5. It seems like that whole back half of that episode is just different endings, but
Oh, interesting.
it's a continuation of the story. It's like the story could end here, but we're doing something else now.
Yeah. They're like, okay, let's push it a little further, I guess.
Yeah, and then Vin Diesel gets on top of a spaceship while it's taking off at the end.
Wow.
And yeah.
I remember that in the movie.
Yeah, I've never seen, or I think I've seen one in Tokyo Drift. I've definitely seen Tokyo Drift for sure, but I don't remember.
I know I've seen a couple, but like they all kind of blend together.
Right, they're not memorable.
Because it's like, they're just a bunch of people driving cars really fast.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't say they're not memorable because
there's some great moments. I do enjoy like the kookiness of some of the stunts and stuff that they have to keep escalating every movie. Like, how can we, what are we gonna hijack this time? How big?
Right.
A whole submarine.
Yeah. Have they been to space? I don't know.
I feel like that's coming close.
Probably.
If they haven't yet, it's definitely around the horizon.
It's like Fast and the Furious 10. The final one is in 3 parts,
The
so
Final
really it'll be like
Frontier.
13 movies.
Yeah.
And plus the spin-off. It's crazy. Yeah, I finished editing that. Elden Ring's still coming out. Still editing that. I haven't played Elden Ring in a very long time, but I still have like 10 episodes to go before the final one. So the plan is to grind up that character and face Melania and the dragon, the secret dragon boss, before the final boss. And I went to do that yesterday, and my save file where I am at Elden Ring spun up my PlayStation so hard that it gave me a heat warning.
Wow.
And shut itself off completely, and it took 10 minutes to cool down and turn back on.
That's crazy.
And
I'm sure the heat in here probably doesn't help.
No, I definitely need to clean it because it's been like 2 years and it's probably filled with dog hair. So I gotta take it apart and do that because I used to do that a lot more. That was a lot more convenient when I had a desk area when I was recording because it was like right in front of me, and now it's all the way over there.
Right.
But yeah, hopefully that's the case, that I could clean it and it'll be fine. Or that save file is just fucked.
That would be horrible.
And that would be horrible. But
Yeah.
I do have another character that's a little bit into the game. I wouldn't mind playing through it for a bit.
Yeah.
At least, until the Elden Ring DLC gets announced. And
right.
I mean, that's the plan, to try to get through these bosses before the Elden Ring DLC, but the final boss will probably in the game. I don't know if the new game plus is like Dark Souls 3 where you just get released back and you can go finish stuff.
Oh, word.
And then there's like a final endpoint where like you go, I think Sekiro's also like that, but Bloodborne, there's like a hard out ending to it. I think it depends on what ending you get, but the ending that I got on my playthrough on the channel is the ending where you're not a human anymore, so
right.
you're not gonna be doing anything anyways. The new game
Yeah.
plus, which is the true canonical ending. Sorry for Bloodborne spoilers. Go play Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also played Homebody. I love Homebody. That's a really beautiful game. I enjoy that game a lot. It's I talked about it a little bit the last time, saying I want to play it, but it's since then a couple of episodes, or at least one episode's out now. It's a puzzle horror roguelike that is published by the Game Grumps, and
oh, word.
yeah, the Dream Daddy team, and it's really enjoyable. I don't want to get too much into what the game is because either watch me play it. I was gonna say watch somebody play it. Watch me play it, or play it for yourself and
yeah.
see how that works out. I know it's been on sale quite frequently with all the summer sales and stuff like that, but it came out this year, and I feel like not a lot of people are talking about it, and more people should talk about it. But I get why you shouldn't talk about it, because there's a lot of weird stuff going on.
Oh, right.
And it's kind of like when you know the bit. I mean, not even that, because like when you know the bit, it keeps throwing stuff at you where it's just making me question everything of like, is this real? Is this not real?
That's cool.
Yeah.
I should check it out myself.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think it was on sale for $13 on PlayStation recently, and then it was pretty cheap on Steam recently too. So just go check on platforms.
Word.
Yeah, and the Godfather, the game, that's coming out as well. playing that. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like that game. But I've talked about that a lot, so go watch the last episode to, hear me talk about that. But I got a lot of news.
There's a lot of news. So much has happened while I was gone.
But, yeah, for sure. I guess it's not that much. It's 7 news stories, and 3 of them are Metacritic scores.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's not
bad.
that bad. I thought there would be more out of Gamescom this year.
Right.
And there wasn't. It was... I'll have some B-roll playing or something. But, like, Jeff Keighley's show didn't show anything new off. The big thing that they did show off is Little Nightmares 3.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, I am really excited for that game. I have played both of those games on the channel.
That's true.
I haven't played the DLC for either of them. I don't know if I'm pretty sure the second one got a DLC. The first one did for sure, and I haven't played that yet, but I really want to. Probably will. I usually for Halloween will do a playthrough of that in one day.
Oh, nice.
That's what I did for the first one, at least. I think the other year was Inside. I think I did. Even though I broke that into multiple episodes, I did it in one go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe this year could be Little Nightmares. Who knows? But that's really exciting. I really like that. Jeff Keighley's show, though, there wasn't really a lot happening. Really, actually, the most exciting thing that happened is that more people ran up on stage. At the beginning.
That's always fun.
There was two prankster YouTubers or whatever ran up on stage saying like GTA 6 something. And then right after that, Todd Howard had to get on stage and talk about Starfield.
Nice.
So that's
explain yourself, Todd.
Super scary. A lot of people have talked about it to death because Gamescom happened a while ago now, but like security is obviously a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first time it's funny, it's scary, but it's funny, The second time is a problem.
Yeah.
And for a convention like Gamescom is no joke in how big it is. This year's show was over 350,000 people.
Wow.
I believe was the ticket count. I don't think that includes staff or anything like that, That's an insane amount of people.
Yeah.
I mean, staff and people running booths and stuff, that doesn't include. That's just people with tickets.
That's just
350,000 people. I'll go to Cologne, Germany for this week. It's a really small city in Germany. There's not a lot of shit that happens there besides this.
That must be a nightmare for that town.
I think their whole economy is based off it.
Must be, yeah.
That's such a big influx of people that they could, survive off that for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like San Diego with Comic-Con.
That's true.
Comic-Con, and also we're South by Southwest for... Is that Austin? I think that's Austin.
Yeah.
Even though Austin and San Diego are definitely bigger, there's a fucking fly in here. That was probably really loud in the microphone. The trash can's right below it. Cologne's even smaller. That's scary. That's a scary amount of people. 350,000 people is more than some countries.
Yeah, no, I know. And then just all the traffic and tourism and traffic, it's all a nightmare. It just sounds like a nightmare to me. Even this festival, there was only 150 comics at this comedy festival. And then maybe 30, 40, not even, maybe 20 staff.
Yeah.
All together, and and then the different venues or whatever. But that was even sometimes when we had like our gatherings, like before shows and stuff, it was like that was too many people. I mean, I personally don't like a lot of people, so
Yeah, I mean,
like more than a room full, and I'm like, oh, so like
yeah,
but that's 250,000, you know, like
yeah. I don't know how bad it was this year with like the main court hall areas, but like seeing footage of what the show floor was like, it seemed pretty alright. It didn't seem too bad, but I mean, those events, if you're not press, you're waiting in line forever.
Right.
Gamescom does it right where they have press days and then public days. So, like, press go separate and then some stay the whole time and some people leave. But it gives reviewers and stuff a chance to get hands-on and stuff. But, yeah, opening night live was nothing really.
Yeah.
Little Nightmares 3, and I knew that. We talked about last week. Jeff Keighley had said that there wasn't really going to be a lot new there. It's going to be a lot of talk about things we already know about and more in-depth stuff. They showed 10 minutes of Call of Duty after they talked about it being like an immersive sim where you could take on this open mission structure any way you want. And then that 10 minutes of footage was a super linear level that was not showing off any of what they talked about.
Great.
So that was weird. Yeah, people ran up on stage, and then Little Nightmares 3, and that was it. Really. And then after that, there's a couple smaller events. I didn't do reaction videos to those. I didn't know they were happening, but Future Game Show happened, and that probably had the most exciting stuff. It was a lot of indie stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like 70 something games that they showed off.
Wow.
The big one for me was Tormented Souls 2 got announced.
Okay.
Which is a old fixed camera kind of Silent Hill-esque thing. I say old, but it's made to look old. It's not an old game.
Oh, okay.
It's a newer game. But Tormented Souls 2. And then there was a bunch of cool indie stuff in there. That's one that I wish we had B-roll for going, but it's all good. We got to get out of the heat at some point. So
yeah, I feel like if we were playing
games,
your Xbox would explode if we tried to play all that right now. There's no way.
Yeah.
We might explode, to be honest. We not.
Right. Right, dude.
I can't imagine. If the PlayStation couldn't do it.
Yeah.
The older Xbox system, definitely.
There was a couple of other announcements. Another one that stuck out, at least for me. Actually, there was a couple of other things, but The Mix, which is an indie showcase thing, they showed off 2 games that they were publishing, and or they showed off 1 of 2 that they announced, and they're licensed games, and I love my licensed games.
Yeah.
One of them is a Rugrats game.
Oh, okay.
And it is based off like the old Game Boy Advance SNES
that's
games.
Nice.
And
heck yeah.
You'll be able to play it in those kinds of graphics, or you'll be able to play it in more modern platform graphics.
That's nice.
That looks more like the cartoon, the modern cartoon, not the old cartoon.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, there is a modern Rugrats. I don't know if you've seen.
I've seen
like
the
3D.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, everything's all
really weird. But I'm down with the Rugrats game. I love licensed stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then something that is a remaster. It's not simulating old game. Night Dive announced that they are remastering 2 games. That's their whole thing. They've done Turok 1 and 2, Blade Runner they did not too long ago, Shadow Man they did not too long ago. I think they worked on They worked on something else recently as well. Oh, the Doom stuff. They did like Doom 64,
right.
Doom RPG, and all of those. Quake 2 just came out. That was them as well.
Oh, okay.
They do a lot of old port stuff, and a lot of it's good. Blade Runner was the only one that had a lot of trouble at start, but from what I know, it's fixed. And they've also like they did that remaster version, and then not long after there was just a straight up port of the old one that came out. I don't know if Night Dive was a part of that as a make good, but that also happened. Well, they announced 2 new remasters port things, and one of them's Turok 3.
That's cool.
They're going down the Turok line.
They're gonna keep the Turoks, yeah.
Turok 3's been stuck
Keep 'em going.
to the N64 ever since it came out.
Yeah.
They never put it out anywhere. But yeah, keep those dinosaurs going.
Yeah,
do you
let's
have
do
any? Do you have any ties to Turok or anything?
I played the first one a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, my cousin had a Nintendo or whatever it was on.
Right, you were a PlayStation kid.
Yeah.
We've talked about that before, right?
Yeah, I strictly had a PlayStation, but I had cousins who had like other things.
Yeah.
So I'd go over to whomever's house and play whatever else they had. But yeah, I played a lot of Turok. I liked it because it was you had the middle remote with the trigger and the...
Yeah, that controller. Playing on that controller now is so hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember loving that controller.
Yeah, me too. I was a big fan back in the day.
Yeah, the N64 was my first console.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had a lot of nostalgia for it. Although I never played the Turok games because at the time I was too
really?
young. I was like 5 years old, 6 years
right.
old. So I wasn't playing hard rated M games about killing dinosaurs. Not yet, at least. I mean, a couple years later, I would be playing GTA 3 I was 8 years old, and that was life changing, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
That wasn't too long after that, but I missed the Turok games, so I'm excited because I never played that. Another game I never played is another game that they've announced. They've done a lot of work on Star Wars games. Star Wars has put out all the ports.
Yeah.
They've just done every single thing in their back catalog. They're just trying to get through it all, it seems like. Well, Night Dive is doing another one. They're doing Shadow Forces, I believe is the name. Star Wars Shadow Forces, which is the original first-person shooter Star Wars game about clones. And people love that game. It's highly regarded as like one of the best PC shooters of that time.
Oh, interesting.
It was like, I think it's later in the boomer shooter era. Like, it's not as old as Doom, but it was kind of like the last. It's kind of 3D, but it was like the last of the 2D boomer shooter.
Oh, okay.
Kind of style, but people love that. Now it's gonna be coming to modern platforms, and that's exciting.
That is cool.
That's really it out of Gamescom that I can think of. Gamescom wasn't for me this year, for sure. It feels like I say that every year, especially about the Keighley stuff. I think Keighley shows most time for me are misses. Not they don't they'll have great announcements, but just like this one especially felt like this could have been just tweets, from everyone. And then previous shows, like, he spoiled the whole event. Like, last Gamescom, there was a bunch of announcements, and the year before, but he would, like, spoil half the show. And it's a 3-hour show, and then I'm committing all this time to your thing, and I already know what's gonna be
half
here for most of it.
half the show, right?
Yeah, I've complained about that a lot, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's kind of a bummer. Tokyo Game Show is soon. There's rumored to be a new Nintendo Direct and new PlayStation showcase as well. coming in September. But speaking of directs, we did get one after Gamescom, right before PAX. Nintendo showed off Mario Wonder, or Super Mario Bros. Wonder. They did a 15-minute direct of gameplay. It was just that. It was, go watch that. I'll have probably some B-roll. I don't know if I'm going to add B-roll to this episode. I keep saying that. That sounds like a lot of work. I might not do that. I don't have to, I don't want to dig through this stuff. I just want to pump this out.
That's fair.
Especially since we haven't talked in so long. So it's like, hell yeah, let's just get this shit out here. But yeah, they just showed off some gameplay. It looks good. It looks like a 2D Mario.
Yeah.
It's trippy as hell. All of the like wonder flower powers and turning into elephants.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
it's all like trippy. It's all like an acid trip Mario or whatever. Yeah. A lot of unexpected.
There's a couple of like new things that they showed off. Actually, after they showed that direct, here I do have a news story to read. I could just do that. Why am I not using the news story? This is from Haley Williams. Of Paramore.
Oh, from Paramore.
No, of GameSpot.
She's now a journalist.
She's now a games journalist. Here's almost 15 minutes of Super Mario Bros. Wonder gameplay. Between Nintendo's latest direct and gameplay demos popping up at recent events, we're starting to get a better look of how Super Mario Bros. Wonder is going to play. Blah, 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 blah. A hefty chunk of footage has been posted by Giant Bomb. They're on my TV right now, but that video isn't. It was like a video of Tam and Lucy. I think it was Tam and Lucy playing 2-player and somebody filming over their shoulders. The TV, so it wasn't like captured footage, but it was like how old 2005 Let's Plays were.
Yeah.
But the demo footage shows a 4-player co-op starting from the very first level of Mario Wonder. The players very quickly pick up the game's popular elephant power-up, while also showing off gameplay with Yoshi as a playable character, and other characters can still ride the little dinosaur, sharing some of his bonuses when they do so. They did show the 2 easy characters are coming back. Instead of having like difficulties, they have easier characters where they have invincibility and stuff like that for small children.
Oh, wow.
Yoshi's one, and then Nabbit is back, which is a rabbit that steals things.
Oh, right.
And yeah, they showed that off. They also showed a Yoshi riding a Yoshi, which I think is an abomination.
That's funny. I mean, that's how Yoshis are made. So.
Yeah, I guess so. It was real weird. It was like, this is too much.
Can another Yoshi ride that Yoshi? How many Yoshis can we stack? That's what I want to know.
That would be crazy if all 4 players could stack each other on Yoshis.
Just one Yoshi tower, yeah.
That would be amazing.
That'd be crazy.
I take it back. They did that with Zelda. The Zelda 4 Swords.
Yeah.
It's a 4-player co-op Zelda thing.
Right, you're each a different color.
Stack each other up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Huh. So yeah, maybe they did something similar. I mean, it's a pretty wacky game. I wouldn't be surprised if there was something like for them to be able to do it.
But it would only work on Yoshi's, because what they did say is that there's one mechanic in New Super Mario Bros. That nobody likes. I think maybe it was New Super Mario Bros. That added it, or it could have been 3D Land. But you can pick up players.
Oh, right.
And it's very annoying, because if you have an asshole friend, they can just pick you up and throw you off the cliff. Yeah. And then you'll just bubble up, and then they can keep doing that. The new one, it's not there. They're just getting rid of that mechanic altogether. So
darn.
You can ride Yoshi, but you can't pick him up. Yeah.
Pick you up.
Yeah. But that's that. We did see Mario. Mario's voice sounded different.
Yeah.
It was no joke when people said that last time we saw this game, because Charles Martinet has retired as the voice of Mario.
Yeah.
And all of his friends. He doesn't just do Mario, he does Luigi and Mario and a whole bunch of other characters too.
Yeah, he's half the cast.
And he is going to be moving to Mario Ambassador, I believe is the role that Nintendo is going to give him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it says right here.
That's cool.
I was going to read the initial retirement story, but we since got a new story yesterday because Martinet has since talked about it. This is from IGN by Wesley Poole. Charles Martinet on being Mario Ambassador. I don't know what that is yet.
I can't even. Yeah, like what would that? Do you now have like sole response? Like, you know, if you're not a fan of the, like,
he's the Mario
the movie,
guy.
you know,
Yeah.
like you're like, I don't like that guy. Let's switch it up,
Right.
or something.
It's so
I
weird.
don't understand.
The Mario Street team.
The Mario Ambassador.
Charles Martinet, the now former voice of Mario, has discussed his new role as Mario Ambassador for Nintendo, saying, I don't know what that is yet. Last month, Nintendo announced Martinet was stepping back from voicing Nintendo characters, and confirmed much-loved voice actor who has voiced Mario for 32 years is not involved in the upcoming Switch exclusive Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Nintendo has yet to announce Martinet's replacement, but it did say he will assume the role Mario Ambassador. But what does Mario Ambassador mean? It seems Martinet himself is unsure. Speaking during a Q&A panel at GalaxyCon Austin in 2023, Martinet said, I am now a Mario Ambassador. I don't know what that is yet. I'm not retired, as it were, but I'm an ambassador. As we step forward into the future, I will learn, and we'll all learn exactly what that is.
I mean, it is a brand new created role. It's not
Right.
like there wasn't one before, so like...
Right, it's kind of like how they don't call Miyamoto a game designer anymore. They call him, like, creative funny person, or head creative funny person, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
There's, like, certain roles that they give the old people.
Right.
Even though Miyamoto is very much doing his thing, he's not, like, at the computer designing shit anymore, but he's still, like, directing shit. Like, Pikmin 4, I'm pretty sure he was a huge part of.
Yeah.
I know that he's also now more focused on, like, the theme park and the movie happening and all of that stuff.
Right.
But Pikmin is still his baby, and that's, like, his thing. But yeah, you're right. It's new. I didn't mean to cut you off. It sounds like Martinet is in the dark about his new role for Nintendo, but as he stresses, he is not retiring. And as is for his replacement, during a recent interview with IGN, Nintendo of America boss Doug Bowser and fans will have to wait until the release of Super Mario Wonders. Or Doug Bowser said fans.
His last name's really Bowser?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do they do that?
Yeah, right.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, Mario is was like their janitor's name or something like that.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
still, like, it's just... Your name just so happens to be...
Yeah, Bowser,
The villain
and
of-
you're the head of Nintendo America.
That's funny. It was destiny.
Destiny.
I wonder if the people that
He's a nice
gave
dude.
him that title even know. Like, do they even know what the ambassador's supposed to do? They're like, we'll tell you later. Eh.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're figuring it out, too. We just didn't want to, like, leave you with nothing.
Yeah, it seemed they said that when they announced it, they said Miyamoto and Martinet are gonna have like a sign off for him in the future.
Interesting.
I thought that was gonna happen with this Mario Bros thing, the Super Mario Bros. Wonder direct. It didn't happen there.
Huh.
Which is kind of the reason why I watched it. Was like, are they gonna do this?
Right.
And they didn't. And I was like, okay, well the game looks okay. I enjoy the game. I don't know. I'm not a big Mario person.
Yeah.
Or a 2D Mario person, but this looks great. I wanted to see if the old guy is gonna say, hey, I'm done.
Right, yeah, just like signing off. Thanks for the memories.
Yeah, and he's not super old. He's like 65, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much longer can he do that voice, though, you know?
Right. And then...
Maybe he'll just get, like, lifetime supply of... Like, he never has to pay for a Mario thing. He gets into the Nintendo parks for free.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd imagine he's gonna just be, like, doing the con stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's already at every convention.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, all the cons. He'll just be, like, instantly at all of those.
Yeah, doing photo ops and signings and stuff like that. But he does other voice work. I mean, he's in Skyrim and...
Yeah, typically...
SpongeBob and a whole bunch of stuff.
Typically they expand their... Voice actors in general are usually all over the place.
Right, but he wouldn't have to.
Oh, no, I'm sure he's set for life.
Mario alone has made him enough money. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I think... Because we saw how much, like, the CEOs and stuff make at Nintendo.
Yeah.
With, like, that update. And it was, like... I don't think... The majority of them were under $1 million a year.
Maybe he gets, like, a small percentage of Mario stuff going forward.
Right. I don't know what the CEO of Nintendo America is making, but I know in Japan they are pretty... They're not stingy with money, but they're just responsible. They're not giving CEOs, like, $20 million paychecks. Like,
right, because they don't need that much.
EA CEO.
They don't need that much.
Right. I forgot I had an article for the Gamescom opening night live thing, and they did talk about that they gave updates on Mortal Kombat 1, Alan Wake 2, and Assassin's Creed Mirage. I should say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are bigger games. We did get updates for that.
True. We've talked about those already.
Right, and then they announced the second season for Diablo. The Vampire season is what it's gonna be. The Season of Blood.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, that's the last of that news for Gamescom. I got 3 Metacritic reviews, or Metacritic scores for you. And then we'll be done with the episode. We're getting through this fast. I think the heat is trying to push me through.
No, that's fair. That's fine.
But, I thought this was going to be a lot longer. If we were watching it, I think it would be a lot longer.
That's true. If it was on the TV, we'd be able to break it down in more detail, but...
I'm kind of glad we didn't do that, because that's a 2-hour show.
Yeah. 70 games.
Well, that on top of it, that's another hour show on top of the opening night live.
And that would have been probably at least 2 hours alone, just because each game we would have had a little thing.
Yeah.
A little quip, you know?
Yeah. They did show off one game, because it was releasing the same day as opening night live.
Yeah.
It kind of released with a thud. I don't think anybody's talking about it much anymore. People were kind of mid on it.
Yeah.
When it was being, shown off, and then people were kind of mid on it when it came out. Immortals of Aveum. Remember this game?
A little bit.
It's the first-person magic shooter.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah.
And it has a whole bunch of, actors and stuff in it, but it's EA original.
Yep. I think I was watching some gameplay on that not too long ago. Actually.
Yeah. It released pretty recently, and like I said, it's not terrible. It's just people are kind of whatever on it.
Yeah, it's different, but is it? Did we want it?
Right.
Did anyone ask for this?
And the characters aren't interesting, but it looks cool.
Right.
Yeah, it's reflected in the Metacritic score. I couldn't find a page that took it all and put it together.
Yeah.
Like they usually have. Every single platform has a different score.
Oh, wonderful.
The highest score being a 76 on the Xbox Series X.
No good.
And then the lowest score, I believe, is on PC. Go to the PC page. I'm on the PS5 page. Yes. On PC, has a Metacritic score of 67.
Wow.
Let's see who's here.
It's not even a story, right? It's just battle.
No, it is. It's like a first-person linear. It's like playing through a Call of Duty campaign.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a battle royale.
No, no. There's another fruit fly in here.
Maybe I'm
on top of
thinking
a
of-
regular fly. Fucking fly. No, it's not battle royale. There is a couple of Magic battle royales, but no, this is first-person single-player thing. It's basically if you just had a Call of Duty campaign, but instead of shooting guns, you're shooting
just
magic out of your hands.
Oh, okay. Like Skyrim.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it plays better than that, though. People said
I
it
would
does
hope
feel
so.
good.
My goodness, if it.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah, right.
Pop a new game out.
People said it does feel good to do certain spells and stuff like that. And spells are basically just mimic guns. Like, there's a shotgun one, a pistol one, a machine gun one. Like,
that might also
yeah,
affect the score, because it's like, what do you just turned a gun into magic, but it's not.
right. And they're all different colors. I believe that has, like, a thing. Anyways, I can read this review right here from PC Gamer.
So does Harry Potter.
Who gave it a 68. Yeah, right. So does Harry Potter. An FPS that replaces traditional guns with spell that feels mostly like traditional guns. Immortals of Aveum should be commended for trying something new-ish, and nothing else new at all. But once you get over the insignificant hurdle, there's a decent magical shooter here. One that lets you fire some of the pretty particle effects and a fine substitute for boring old bullets. You've got 3 colored slots for your sigils: red for close combat, green for rapid fire, and blue for distance shots.
Oh, yeah.
The game gives you new sigils frequently, so it shouldn't take long for you to find something you like. I relied on a joyous minigun aping green sigil for most of the game. It's not loading half the page. I want you to like actually talk about the game. I mean, it's nice that you're giving me a breakdown of what we just said. But they gave it a 68. That was from PC Gamer. Yeah. So I don't know. Play it maybe. I think it'll be on the Game Pass EA subscription thing relatively soon. They haven't said that it would be, but I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Because it didn't sell extremely well, I'd imagine so. Because everybody was playing a different game.
Baldur's Gate?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I mean, yes, people are still playing that game.
Yeah.
Armored Core 6 Fires of
Oh, that's
Rubicon
right.
finally came out. I have not touched it yet. I'm so sad. Go support the channel and stuff like that so I can buy a copy, because, like,
Yeah.
it's expensive to buy games, but I really want to play it. It got an 86, an 86 for the Metacritic score. That was 64 reviews. Let's see what we got. We got Video Gamer right here. It gave it 100. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon is a masterful return to form for the series that incorporates the modern design philosophies of From Software. It's a dystopian world with brutally gorgeous tech. I'm mixing words. It's a dystopian world with brutally gorgeous aesthetic and refined gameplay elevated by exceptional boss battles. And fan of the series, new or old, will find something to love. We got Eurogamer right here. It gave it an 80. A unique atmosphere, unhurried narrative, and very challenging gameplay. The game draws you in, engages you, and will not let you forget it. Yeah. People really like Armored Core.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's the best reviewed Armored Core, I think.
No, it only took 6 of them.
No. It took like...
Oh, is there more than 6? Isn't it Armored Core 6? I don't know.
I want to say there's 27 of them.
It only took 27. That's what they say. 27th the charm.
There are good ones in there.
Yeah.
But this is definitely the highest reviewed one. I think also because it is modern From Software with modern game design philosophies, but also because of the Elden Ring bump.
Yeah.
These games have always... This game hasn't changed mechanics-wise. It's very much the same game that those old games are.
Oh, okay.
I mean, those games some are better than others, of course.
Right.
When you have that many. But yeah, this game is basically it just looks prettier. It plays maybe a little faster than the older one.
Yeah.
But it's the same style of gameplay, same controls and all that.
Oh, fun.
It's a fucking gorgeous game, man.
Is it? I haven't seen anything on it yet.
It is insane. I am such a From Software stan. My roommate Kyle is not, but he's been playing it, and it's been very funny to watch him play because he's just been getting ripped to shreds.
Interesting.
And it's so he gets so satisfied. He gets the whole like From Software vibe. You know, you beat a boss, and then he'll just get super pissed off. And I love it. I love just watching it.
Hell yeah. It was always fun.
Yeah, and I need to play it, though. I need to play it. I need to see how it feels. I'm really excited to whenever I do play it. But there's another game that also came out that I'm excited to play, and now my backlog is getting bigger.
I know. I was just talking about this the other day. I was like, I can't even... Because you sent me all those videos to watch.
Yeah.
And I was trying to watch, and then I looked over to Kenya, and I was like, there's like years of games that I haven't even touched that I want to play, and now here's 100 more games that I have to go, man, I wish I could play that. You know, it's
Right.
like I wish I could take like a year off and just play video games or something.
Especially
I don't
this
know.
year.
Yeah, especially this year, more than ever.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to. I mean, you too. We haven't even beaten Elden Ring, and that was over a year now. Like,
Yeah. Purposely, I haven't beaten Elden Ring.
I mean, yeah, you've been doing it for video purposes, but like, still, it's just on top of that. I mean, even more so for you because you record all your games, so now you have to like, how do you even?
Well, and I don't have. We don't have modern consoles either. I have the older stuff. And support everything so I can get new consoles so we can play modern games and talk about those.
Right.
But Final Fantasy.
Earlier
this year.
That's true.
Jedi Survivor.
Yep.
I haven't touched that yet. Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yep.
Haven't touched that yet. Dead Space remake. I haven't touched that yet.
Those are just the remakes. Those aren't even the new games.
Sea of Stars just came out. We didn't talk about that. Sea of Stars just came out. That's getting insane reviews. It's on Game Pass. I just haven't touched that yet. That is a Chrono Trigger like made by the Messenger people. It's really pretty. We've seen it a bunch. But
Yeah.
I recommend playing it. Octopath Traveler 2 was earlier this year. I haven't played that yet. That's on Switch, so I just gotta get the Switch is right there. Play that whenever. Just gotta get it. Zelda Breath of the Tears of the Kingdom.
Second, yeah.
I haven't touched that. It's like I play so much old shit that I get lost in that, and then I'm like, oh, all the new shit just passed me by. Well, I guess I'll play that in 3 years.
Right. Yeah, when it's old.
Yeah. Yeah, cause
Yeah,
I'm still stuck playing Godfather the game or whatever.
Right.
Which I'm fine with. I love old stuff. But yeah. Yeah, that's the not the last one. I was gonna say that was the last Metacritic review. It's not. There's one more game that came out.
What else?
If you paid $100, you could play it right now, or you can wait for all the plebs,
or you
like
could,
the rest of us,
or you could
to
give
play.
me $100.
You can give me $100,
and I'll play it.
and then it will pay for my Game Pass subscription to pay for this game because Starfield is out, baby.
Oh, that's right. Well, no one likes that game.
A lot of people like it.
Oh, really? Okay, I've only heard bad things, so I don't know.
We got an 88 Metacritic score.
Oh, that's not bad. I guess I've just been watching a lot of the. I watch a lot of the like glitchy compilations for games. Those are my favorite type of things. So I just see one of those and I'm like, oh, it's a shitty game.
Yeah, we've talked about that so much.
Yeah.
Like it's not good. It was never going to lose the jank of being a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Or being a Bethesda game.
A Bethesda game, yeah.
I have PC reviews in front of me, but they don't have any of the websites that I want. They just have weird websites. That's fine. GamePro's still around. I didn't know GamePro's still around. We got GamePro with an 82. Their little quote here says, Starfield is certainly not a new milestone like Skyrim or Fallout 3, but it will keep fans of Bethesda RPGs happy for dozens of hours. And then, all the way at the top, this is a German review site, I believe. Let's see if I can pronounce it. Hit News Bad.
Yeah, sounds accurate.
This space epic in which you could imagine yourself in Star Wars, Firefly, or Dune is one of the most hyped games of the year, but also lives up to the sky-high expectations. The scale, the freedom, the possibilities in the game are almost unprecedented, and it's hard enough to excel at any one of these components, let alone do it well and combine it into one rock-solid game. This is the best Xbox game in years. And they gave it a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Our lowest risk score on this, that one's not as low. Let's see if we got a juicy one right here.
This is the one I figured Kyle would be playing.
Right.
Not
Kyle also feels the same way as you do. Like, I've seen nothing but bad things. This looks real bad. I don't want to play it.
I figured he'd just play it just because...
Right, he's such a Bethesda
He's
stan.
a Bethesda guy, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's talking a lot of shit about it. And I'm
Nice.
like, alright, man. I mean, you haven't played it yet, but
I mean, I'll play it even if I think it's shitty,
totally get it.
but
Yeah.
I can understand,
Right.
why I'd be hesitant, especially because it is expensive. Like,
I think he was looking forward to it for so long, and then it being so polarizing
yeah.
is unfortunate. And I think because, especially with me being around all the time and stuff, I'm so personally enveloped in game reviews and gamer news and stuff, and that's all he absorbs being next to me. I think it's got to him.
Yeah.
I think all the negativity has gotten to him, and it doesn't bother me at all because I'll still play if somebody talks shit. I played also the SpongeBob the Cosmic Shake this year.
Right.
That's a game of the year contender, but that was like getting like 72s. I love that game. That game was so much fun. But swimming in sevens. You can swim in warm water or cold water. It's just whatever you prefer.
It's true.
And seven's still good. It's on the scale, It's not a 5.
Right.
5 is mediocre. And that's still not bad. Bad is like a 3, a 2. And I've definitely played those on the channels too. I did put like one episode. I think I've played 1-2 on the channel, and that was Blade 2.
Oh, nice.
And that was one of the worst games I've ever played. I did not know what was going on. It was real weird. This doesn't really have a good quote, but this is from Mayor Station, and they give it a 58. Starfield is far from meeting the expectations it has generated over the years. I thought there would be more negative reviews, but they only have like 6 mixed reviews here is what they say. And no negative reviews. But that's all I got. That's all you missed. I mean, that's a monumental game to come out.
Yeah.
Same thing with Armored Core. I mean, Armored Core, it's the first one in 15 years. And for Bethesda, or maybe it's definitely the first one in 10 years. I think it's a little bit more than 10 years, but for Armored Core.
Yeah.
And then for Bethesda, it's the first it's the first original IP they've had in since the original Elder Scrolls,
Oh yeah.
Like every other game that they've worked on has been licensed or a sequel.
Yeah.
Like Fallout was never theirs.
Yep.
They inherited Fallout. Fallout 3 is where they started. And then they did like Pirates of the Caribbean. They've done like Terminator games. I mean, there was like other studios than Bethesda doing original things. Like Bethesda is more than Bethesda Game Studios, but Bethesda Game Studios, the actual studio, has their last original IP before Starfield was Elder Scrolls Arena.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
I think it's also... the rumor is Todd Howard's been trying to get this off the ground since, like... he's started, like, these massive games.
Oh, really?
Like, a space game has always been, like, what he's tried to do.
Yeah, he wants to compete with No Man's
This was
Sky.
way before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Yeah. What you talk... Yeah, we just talked about Skyrim.
Oh, that's
and
true.
Fallout 3.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking, like, he probably saw that and was like, what have I been doing?
For sure, probably. But that was... I mean... I remember Starfield leaking in 2012.
Oh, wow.
Like, concept art of the T-51 armor in space in some space station, like, tube. And that was before Fallout 4 was leaked. That was a big... I think it was... Maybe it was later than that. Maybe it was, like, while Fallout 4 was in the news.
Yeah.
But it's definitely leaked a long time ago. And they announced it. And they announced that a long time ago.
Oh, really? Oh, wouldn't it be cool if
was like 2019.
if you could visit that planet where Fallout is?
Earth?
Well, that Earth, yeah. I don't know if it was called Earth or if it had a different name.
No, it's just Earth.
Specifically that universe, Earth, yeah. If that
Yeah.
universe was also the Starfield universe.
Yeah, I wonder.
That'd
I
be
mean,
sick.
that was kind of the original pitch, at least. Not the original pitch. I don't know what the original was of, like, his space game that he was dreaming up. But
Right.
later it became, hey, what if we made us Fallout in space? And, but even then the name Starfield was still around.
Yeah.
Like, when that concept art leaked, it leaked as Starfield. It leaked as Bethesda's working on a game called Starfield. We think it's Fallout in space. We think it's a code name. I never thought it was a code name.
Yeah.
They every time the game would show up, it was always called Starfield. And then they finally announced it as Starfield. It was like, okay, Starfield's just that thing.
It's like, all right, we get it. You know. You know the name.
Right, and then when they revealed it, they just showed the logo, and they revealed it with Elder Scrolls 6.
Huh.
And Elder Scrolls 6, they just started working on, so, like, what the fuck?
That's crazy, yeah.
But it was... I think they were just being bought by Xbox at the time, I want to say. Like, they had just announced that deal was being worked out.
Oh, word.
So they were trying to make themselves more enticing. But, yeah, it was... I think it should have been announced a little bit later, for sure.
Yeah.
I get why they announced it when they did. And it had been leaked for so long. But, of course, they also did Elder Scrolls 6, and now they're saying, hey, we probably shouldn't have done that.
Right.
Because we're just starting, like, the concept phase or whatever.
That's crazy.
Or the writing phase. I think the concept phase is done, but
and
the
now
writing
it's going to be
phase...
rushed.
No, that's not what they do. They won't rush it.
No? Good.
No, usually 5 years is usually their games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this time around was weird because we had Fallout 76 in the middle of this, and it's not... That wasn't all of Bethesda Game Studios. That was a little bit of Bethesda Game Studios and mostly a different studio. But Todd Howard was still definitely involved in that while Starfield was also going on. So, I don't know. We'll see what Bethesda has in store for us. They have an Indiana Jones game coming from Machine Games, the Wolfenstein people. We got probably a new Doom coming soon. Like, any minute now, Doom 3 will be dropped on us.
Really?
I think so. I think we're at that time. I mean, it was 2020 when it came out. It was like literally the month after the pandemic started.
Yeah.
And then they released like 3 DLCs in 2020 or something like that. It's time to announce a new Doom. If
Doom's
that's
cool.
what they're working on.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Doom's cool.
They could be working on, like, I don't know, what's the other game? That also got Rise of the Triads.
I don't know what that is.
It also got a remaster recently. I think that was also by Night Dive, but it's another boomer shooter.
Oh, okay.
Same era. It was just the lesser known one. It wasn't Wolfenstein or Doom.
Oh, word.
But I believe it's the same people. Yeah, that's all I got, Patrick. Anything else?
Dead Before Daylight.
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. I don't know why that title always
It's
messes
a
me
bad
up.
title. There's
Just got a new update. They added
they added Alien.
They added Alien to the thing. You got an Alien map. You got Alien, and you got the lead lady. I forgot her name. But what I thought was funny about that was they didn't model the character after the actual actress.
Oh yeah,
which
no
is
way.
crazy. But
they got to pay that Sigourney Weaver money.
Sigourney Weaver, yeah. Well, so yeah, I get that, but like at the same time, they have Nicolas Cage in there for no reason. He's just in there.
Well,
they have 2 characters from Stranger Things. Granted, one of them doesn't look anything like who they're supposed to, but they have them. Like they have other famous people and other actual like voice actors and stuff in there.
Yeah.
But they didn't she doesn't have the same likeness. She has she has more voice lines than any other character, even in the menu.
Is it for sure Ripley?
But yeah, it's even her name.
Even
It's the name of her character and everything, which is like the craziest part. She even has more voice lines than any other character. Even Nick Cage, who got bonus lines.
What's her daughter's name? I don't remember what her daughter's name was, but was
maybe
her daughter also
no, but I'm
Ripley?
pretty sure her first name is the same too. I'll check again, but I'm fairly sure that it's like supposed to be her, but they didn't even like try to make it look like her. And I get like the Sony, but like this game's big enough.
Well, she's also in Fortnite. That's so that is weird. It's not like an actress thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she is in Fortnite.
Sigourney Weaver
as
her
Ripley.
Yeah, so that's even weirder then. I didn't even realize that.
So maybe
that's crazier.
Maybe they tried to work that out and they couldn't, so they got the Nicolas Cage thing first.
Maybe.
And then still got Alien.
But it's like
we have
to pay
Ripley
for it.
No matter
it's
what.
DLC. It's not like it wasn't just a regular update. So it's like you want me to pay for this DLC? All this DLC money could have went to pay Sigourney Weaver to fucking be in this thing. At least get her likeness. I understand maybe the voice actress part might have been more difficult because she is much older. Maybe doesn't sound quite the same or whatever. Like I don't know, but
I know that studio makes a lot of money because of this game. So I don't know why. I don't know if it's a money issue, but maybe she just didn't have the time.
Yeah, that could be it too. I don't know, but they could have postponed it because Alien's such a big franchise and movie by itself. Like I just don't like, if you're gonna put something like that in it, especially the whole thing, map and villain and everything, like why not just go all the way, especially right after just dropping Nicolas Cage for no reason. They're just like, here's a character that has nothing. I mean, he is in horror movies and he's silly or whatever, but like he wasn't tied to anything. They were just like, hey, we have another character that's
another Keeley special.
Right. He was just in this, off-brand Five Nights at Freddy's, and he was also in a vampire movie, so I guess
That did get a trailer.
I've seen that, yeah. I've seen
they just released a new trailer.
Trailer stuff, yeah.
That comes out soon.
It looks neat. It's like, it's really long, though.
Is it?
I think it's like a really long movie, yeah.
Really? I mean, every movie is like almost 3 hours now.
They're getting up there. Yeah, I was just looking the other day. Something popped up in my memories of like a movie I went and saw, and it was like an hour and a half. Perfectly reasonable,
Yeah, I think...
You gotta spend a whole afternoon now just to watch one movie. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Even Barbie was like 2+ hours, I think.
I think Mario was an hour and a half. So that's
okay, that's good. And they could have made that way longer. But they probably are like sequel, heavy or whatever than that.
Right.
But no, but that's pretty much the only game I've been playing just because it's not a game you have to like get into. You know, you can just play a few rounds in between.
Yeah, and just fuck off a bit.
Just like because I've just been between going to comedy, I've been writing a lot more, and then I've started taking commissions for like posters and stuff, so I've been doing a lot of drawing recently.
Yeah.
So I've just been playing these games that are kind of like quick, like Rocket League or that game, or my phone games, you know.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I haven't played Dreamlight since before the comedy stuff, but I was playing
that a lot.
I was playing that a good bit before. I still kind of keep up with like the updates and stuff. Like I know recently they were getting a lot of complaints about the character noises. Like every character has like a handful of dialogue as you're walking around,
like
you know?
Yeah.
And some of them are a lot more obnoxious than others, especially like my personal pet peeve was Donald Duck, because every once in a while he would he would trip for whatever reason. He would trip, and I get it, like he's kind of silly, as big old webbed feet, but like, okay, they'll make him trip, and then he'll just do this like 30-second temper tantrum where he steams up like a teapot, and he makes the whistles and his annoying quack thing, and that could happen every time you run into him. But that's like that for every character has some sort of something when you're not interacting with them. And then on top of that, they also have if you're in a certain distance to them, they'll beckon you. They'll be like, hey, hello, how's the valley doing? I sure love candy. You know, just some bullshit line, whatever they got.
That's an Animal Crossing thing.
So they like muted that. They like muffled it. So now like you can't hear it unless you're like almost directly next to them. Nice. You can't hear it like across the biome or something.
Yeah. Animal Crossing doesn't talk to you directly, but if you run into a villager, they start just fucking off.
Right. Yeah, and it was just personally it was annoying. Some people don't like that. They're like, well, that's part of the magic.
Yeah.
I think it should have been an option. Like people that don't want it, that are just there to game.
Right.
You know, some of us. I personally just play it. Like I've said before, I'd play it just to make a bunch of money, and you know, it's just another farming sim for me.
Yeah, it's like an idle game, basically.
Right, exactly. But like some people play it legitimately for the memories and the feeling of Disney magic or whatever. And
some bullshit.
Right, some whatever. It's a video game. Get over it. But like they do it for that, and I understand. Like they want that, like those they want to feel like they're with those characters.
Oh, who is it? Gameloft that makes those? It's weird because that mechanic is in other games, so like it should just be a thing now. Mm-hmm. I don't remember who did it first. If it was Horizon or God of War. I guess it would have been Horizon came out before God of War, so maybe I think it was Horizon. But they have a verbosity slider for Aloy.
Yeah,
same thing with God of War because
super simple. Just do that.
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't be that big a deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Shut your characters up. And we're going to shut up.
Or let me just pin all the characters into a fence so I can always find them and, you know, I don't have to walk across the map. And then they sleep. Did you know that? Some of these characters have sleep schedules. So, like, if you're an adult.
Day night, yeah.
If you're an adult with a job, sometimes you'll just never see a character because they're always asleep when you're off and shit.
That's Animal Crossing.
That's dumb.
Just change the clock on your phone.
No, but you can't. I don't think you can on the... I mean, maybe you can on the Switch. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but it's just...
You can't on your phone. Just go in your settings.
I don't play it on my phone.
Oh, you play it on your Switch.
I play it on the Switch.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
And it's scheduled to...
For sure you can do it on
your
Switch.
time. Like, the day and night cycle is...
scheduled to your time of the Switch.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So you can... Okay, I haven't tried that.
Yeah.
But that's still, like, I shouldn't have to... Like, they're characters in a video game. Well, they don't need to sleep.
They're supposed... If it's doing the Animal Crossing thing right, and, like, Pokemon as well, certain things will spawn or happen, right? Mm-hmm. Like Animal Crossing, like... I think even the new one responds to weather around you. Like Pokemon Go does that as well. Like
Pokemon, I know there is weather. There's different weather, but I don't know if it lines up exactly. And that's fine. I don't mind day and night cycle and holidays and
I agree,
weather.
it's bullshit.
But I don't understand why the characters need to sleep. I don't even mind stores being open and closed at certain times, because that at least kind of makes that's more. I mean, like, Stardew does that. Like there's certain shops that aren't open at a certain time, but that's time is in the game. It's not to your.
Animal Crossing does it where the store just is down until the morning.
It's just crazy. Like, what?
It's just the way those games are, man.
I'm not trying to set a timer on my phone. Like, oh, I gotta go meet Cruella de Vil at exactly 10 because she's only awake for,
It's the appeal of those games. I don't know.
But again, I don't.
It's weird.
Most of the time, unless it's like to get me more money, I don't even. I have like probably 20 side quests that I haven't even started because I'm like, none of this resource finding I'm gonna do on purpose. Yeah. Like if I accidentally acquire 100 iron one day, then sure, I'll do the next mission.
I hate that kind of shit.
I'm not gonna go around and walk circles, especially because there's only like. Right now, I only have maybe 4 out of the, 6, 7, maybe 8 biomes that there are right now. I only have like maybe half of them, and there's only like 3 or 4 spots per biome where you can mine. You can't just mine willy-nilly. You have to go to these specific spots, and then they only regenerate so much, and they only give you so much. So you could literally spend hours just doing a figure 8 to mine for like to build a fruit basket, and then
MMOs. You're just saying MMO shit now, man. Yeah, this is just.
But
games.
Some things are. You're just. They're more accessible. I don't mind.
You just said I go in there and just farm stuff, and now complaining about farming.
No, I don't mind. No. I like the farming, the actual farming.
Right.
Like the planting and the.
To farm mines,
but
or
not
cut
mining.
Trees, or.
Well, if I want to mine, I want to be able to just. I just want to be able to go into a mine.
Yeah.
And do that.
Yeah.
I don't want there to just be like
ore spots.
Specific spot.
That's how every game is designed. Starfield is like that, man. I agree it sucks, but that's how
I mean even like this is completely different, but like RuneScape for instance. There's specific places.
Yeah.
And in those places spots. There's several ores.
Yeah.
In that place, and you know what you're gonna get.
Right.
Right? But in Dreamlight there's only a couple, and you never know what you're gonna get.
RuneScape, there is a chance for. There are other things that can be in the ore.
For sure, but like you at least have an idea. Like, oh, this is where this is an iron colored ore. I'm gonna get iron. Whereas like 90% of the other stuff, it's just a black rock. Yeah. And you just mine it a few times, and then maybe you'll get.
Yeah.
What you need.
Starfield, you also know you have the scanner thing.
Right. Yeah. And that would make it a lot better too, but it's just like a whole guessing game, so you could mine
Oh, you're talking. That's the free to play thing, right? You gotta pay money for all that shit.
Yeah, it's not.
If you want to
very obnoxious.
If you want to know, you gotta pay money.
Even the fishing, I don't mind the fishing because there's never like. I mean, sometimes they ask for like a specific fish.
Yeah.
But at least it's like. Fish is always useful. I can at least flip fish or eat it, or planting, same thing. But like mining, unless you need that material, it's just for decoration. They're not even worth a lot.
Yeah.
So it's just.
Yeah.
Just one of the. I don't have a lot of pet peeves on that game. It's a pretty mindless game overall, but that's definitely one of the few things where I'm just like.
I think you do.
Could you just give us a cave? Maybe I do. I don't know.
This is the 4th time you complained about it.
It's true. It's also one of the only games I'm playing right now, so I have to,
For sure. No, I get it. It's the game that you like a lot too, so it makes it even stand out more when it's like some bullshit, especially when the game is just bullshit. It's like free to play bullshit for Disney.
I don't think it was originally though.
No, they did a $40 early access bundle thing, but that's you got a bunch of skins and stuff, and then if you could also play it on Game Pass.
Oh, okay.
And then if you played it there, you also got the same bundles and stuff like that.
Word. I didn't play it that early.
No.
I
don't think it's changed much other than
just those few things.
Yeah.
But still, that's.
You weren't missing out at that point, but.
But that's all. That's all my games that I've been playing. All the updates I can think of at the moment.
I'll hopefully have new games next week to talk about as well. Cause I feel like I guess Homebody was new this week. I don't know if we talked about it last time or not.
I don't think so. I know you briefly mentioned you were playing a Game Grumps game.
It's hard to remember if it was just us bullshitting or if it's us on the podcast.
On the pod,
we we'll bullshit for like an hour or two just talking about games off the podcast, and it's like, well, shit, we should have just recorded that.
Yeah.
But speaking of recordings, we can end the recording there. It's a hot one.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
It's real hot.
I'm sweating.
I'm gonna go stand next to the grill too, and make some burgers.
Oh yeah. Oh
jeez. I'm gonna do it right away.
Yeah, you're gonna suffocate.
Soon I will. I'll probably wait until the sun goes down for that. We cooked a big chicken yesterday on the grill, and it took a long time, but it was way too hot yesterday to do it until the sun went down. So we waited until probably 6 or 7 to do it.
I was gonna say it's starting to set a little earlier, so
yeah.
You don't have to wait too long.
Thankfully, so it made sleeping bearable. Cause fuck, dude, it's so hot. I don't know. But what else is hot? Pokemon's hot. Go buy Pokemon cards in the store down below.
Yeah.
The code to sign up for Mercari if you want to save $10 off. I imagine you want $10 off on Pokemon cards.
Who wouldn't?
I mean, it's free money if you're already buying, you know.
Yeah.
Go use that code. My code's down there. It helps me out. I'll help you out. Also, there's a Cash App to donate to everything. It helps us out. We need to expand a little bit. I've talked about it several times. Get Patrick his own microphone so we get the audio a little bit better tuned. And with that, an audio mixer, the upgrades needed to progress. It's a big episode, but I don't know. So far, this week has been really slow, so we'll see what happens by the next episode. I think this might be a slow week, and then next week we'll be talking about future dreams of games or something like that. We'll start doing those kinds of episodes soon.
Yeah. Now that I'm back from Maine, I don't know why I did that. It was actually Maine.
Yeah. You went to New Hampshire too.
That's true. Now that I'm back, not traveling as much. I mean, I'm still doing a lot of my shows this month are local.
Yeah.
I'll try to fit in some game time.
Yeah, I mean, no biggie.
Actually play some stuff. I'm also still moving, so I'm like, by the time I get home after all that, I'm just like, just put something on the TV and I'll just stare into space for a couple hours,
Yeah. I mean, I'll do the same thing. Which, I mean, that's what I've been doing. Instead of playing Armored Core, I've just been watching people play Armored Core and Baldur's Gate and all of the games that I can't play right now.
Oh, yeah, so. I also just started doing that, was watching other people play Baldur's Gate. Yeah. Is that game, is it multiplayer, same console, like split screen? See, that might be all I need to convince Kenya to play.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll just carry you, just play with me so I have a reason to buy it, because then we can split it,
It's 5, if she knows D&D, it's 5D, like 5th generation D&D rules.
Weird.
I mean,
I've never played.
It is a D&D game.
Yeah. I've never played a D&D game.
No.
But I have
be good.
Enough people that have that I understand the gist.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, it's up to 4 players, split screen. Yeah. I fucking do it. Play that game. It's real good.
Nice. Yeah, maybe I'll, I know I'm going to buy it soon regardless, but maybe I'll be able to convince her to play with me and we can kind of go halvesies on it.
Yeah.
Get that game. Because that just looks like a fun game, like you can just play over and over,
Right.
Really mix it up and think outside the box, be silly.
It is coming to Xbox soon. That was another news story, I guess, that I could have pulled up, but they had originally said that because Baldur's Gate is split screen, it wasn't running on the Xbox Series S. And Xbox policy was that you need future parity on both of their consoles between the S and the X. Recently, Phil Spencer came out and said, hey, that's not the case. Our games also don't have feature parity, like ray tracing and stuff. And
Right.
it was like, okay, well, that's not exactly what we're talking about here, but they basically worked out of, hey, Baldur's Gate is coming this year to Xbox, so that should be, we should be getting a date on that soon. Other than that, though, for PS5, it comes out the same day as Starfield on the 6th.
Yeah.
And then it's out on PC. Yeah. But split screen across all those. I believe also cross save on all those.
That's cool.
So
Oh.
yeah. And crossplay.
They also
on all
just
those.
did they already have a new 4-minute speed run for the game.
Yeah.
Which is so funny. It's so funny to me that
Yeah.
they've already shaved it down to 4 minutes.
Oh yeah, that game is.
It's one of those. It's an any percent run for those that are like. So technically, they don't even do one of the, without spoiling it. They skip like an entire section, like right into the end credits or whatever. So like technically, they didn't play. I mean, it's 4 minutes. Obviously, they didn't play most of the game, but like they didn't even have to touch half of it because of a glitch.
Yeah.
So it's not like a actual speed run, like full game all bosses speed run. It's just any percent. But still, that's crazy that they found a way to glitch their way 4 minutes. And what was what was like 90 hours, 60 hours, something like that? It was like the regular casual playthrough or something.
I want to say something like that. I think
Something. It was definitely like more than 50. And then that's just like streamlined main game stuff.
Yeah.
That's not even the 20 hours it takes to create a character, you know?
No, fuck, dude. That game is so long. And there's multiple endings and stuff like that.
Right, exactly. There's so many,
There's all the weird stuff in there. And that game is so dynamic, too, which is why you can have a lot of hard endings in the middle of your campaign just from the way you die.
That's why I was surprised people already beat it. I was like, how do you like convince yourself to not just get lost in the world? Like I can't not play a game and not just spend hours fiddle farting off in the, you know.
From what I know is that the main quest line does a very good job of keeping you moving through. You can go around and fuck off and go down one side character and stuff like that, but that's always going to be in the back of your mind of the main story quest. And from what I've seen and I've heard about the later stuff is that the main quest is enticing enough to keep wanting to do it.
Well, that's cool then.
But I don't think you get a hard new game, or I don't think there's like a hard out as soon as you beat it. I think you can keep going, which is also another thing.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've beat this podcast.
We beat it.
I feel like I've ran a marathon.
Beat this heat. Yeah.
Jeez, I need a shower.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I need a shower this morning because I knew it was gonna get hot and sweaty. I was like, yeah, I'll shower after the podcast. I'll be sweaty for it. It's fine.
Same.
Jeez. Well, with that being said, guys, it's fun as always. I love doing this. Yeah, I'm MrBenShow. Go
stay
subscribe.
Hydrated.
Yeah, go stay hydrated. Go touch grass.
Yeah, eat it.
Yeah.
Eat that grass.
Smoke.
Follow us on social media.
Follow us on socials.
Tell us how pretty we are.
Yeah.
Give us money.
Pokemon Store.
Links
down below.
Or just money. I mean, if you don't like Pokemon, you can just give us money. You don't have to buy the Pokemon. I would love for you to do that.
The Cash App is there.
But if you're just like, cards aren't my thing, but I'd love to give you $2 million. I'm not going to say no. You know what I'm saying? I'll even give you a Pokemon card. I'll steal one of his cards for you and give it to you if you give us $2 million.
Yeah,
I'm Dr. Evil now.
I want to set up a Patreon for the podcast exclusively. I want to do it for myself as well, but
we'll have to think of some cool special feature stuff we can include to make it enticing.
Right.
Hey, you buy our Patreon, we have a whole 30-minute section where we talk without our shirts on.
Yeah.
So, give us money and you can see that. I don't know.
I'm sure we'll think of something.
Probably think of something way better, but,
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Just
It'll
give you
be a
an
future
idea.
thing. It might not be this year. It could be in a couple of months. It could be tomorrow. Who knows?
It could be tomorrow.
We'll see.
We could do a daily podcast for all you know.
I wouldn't mind doing that.
Every
I
day.
got the time now.
24-hour podcast.
I got the time now, that's for sure. But we're out of time for this episode. It's been fun, guys. It's been real. Peace out, Cub Scouts.